Ready to talk about Stan Lee?
Which one's your favorite?
Oh, my favorite Stan Lee cameo.
I want to pull the plug on this one. Really? Yeah.
He's fresh ooff the heels of Deadpool. If Sony, we're fucked. Everyone's screwed.
Batman exists, and because Batman exists, Joker has to exist. See, I don't know. I would freak out.
Welcome to the Power Button, Episode 2. I'm your co-host, Darren Beasley, and...
I'm Josh.
Yes, Josh Meany. Now, we're going to go right back into what we were going to do last time. Actually, we lost half of our episode last time because the camera stopped recording. We only got like 30 minutes out of it or something like that. It was an hour long, so...
Yeah, it's a learning curve.
Yeah, we have some new topics, though. So, but we're going to do Pull the Plug or Game. Or, wait, is it Game? It
Game
is
or
game.
Pull the Plug.
Yeah, Game or Pull the Plug. I can't even remember the hell it's called. So we're going to go through a couple of topics here and just say if game for it or no, then pull the plug. But our first one actually isn't part of the game. It's just like to talk about Stan Lee.
Yeah, like Stan Lee is somebody I feel like a lot of people know who he is.
Yeah, pretty much everybody.
Right.
Pretty much everyone.
Like oh man, the greatness that he has created. He created my favorite thing probably in the world, which is superheroes. I love superheroes. That's like,
Well, to be fair, he didn't create superheroes.
not superheroes, but some of my favorite superheroes, I should say. Yeah,
right.
he didn't create superheroes, but yeah, like some of my favorite, like SpiderMan. You know what I'm saying? My favorite superhero. Like he was sitting in a room one day and he's like, I just got to think of something cool, and it ended up being one of my favorite things in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And everything he's done and how energetic he was, even in his old age, he participated in so much. He'd go to Comic-Con, take pictures with people like all the time.
Yeah.
He was so involved in everything. He loved doing his cameos, and that's another thing.
Yeah, so the last movie he was alive in, the last movie that hit the theaters where he was alive was Venom, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was Venom.
That was the last one where he could go to the theaters and see himself on the screen. That was the last one. Which sucks, because I really wanted him to get to the Avengers. Like, I wanted him to see the end of the Avengers. Like,
right.
Get to see everyone else see it, essentially. I'm sure he has actually already seen it.
He might have.
Because I'm pretty sure they directed both of the movies back to back.
Right, but they didn't finish, anywhere near when they finished Infinity War. Like, they stopped for a little bit, and then they went back into the filming process. They actually wrapped all that, really not that, maybe a month and a half ago.
Almost hit that statue.
But, there's a chance that he did see that movie. Now, what really hurts is that he pre-recorded a bunch of cameos. So he's still going to pop up. So when we go see Avengers 4, Stan Lee's going to pop up at some point.
Yeah.
Which is going to hit the audience
pretty hard.
When he pops up.
Everyone's going to get upset.
Captain Marvel. He's probably going to pop up in Captain Marvel. That comes out in March.
Yeah. And the last one is the SpiderMan, right?
Yeah.
I think that's the last one he did cameos for. I think that's it.
Probably.
I think there's only 3 more movies.
I would say, yeah.
Maybe Spider-Man. I'm not even positive on that, but maybe.
Yeah, I feel like it's almost going to be like something's missing. You know what I mean?
Without him being
there's going to be no more Stan Lee cameos in Marvel movies. That's been going on since I was little.
Since Spider-Man, even with Tobey Maguire, he was in it.
The first I looked this up. The first cinematic cameo he ever did was X-Men. The first one came out in 2000.
Oh wow, yep.
And then Spider-Man came out in 2001. The year after.
What was he in X-Men?
What was he in X-Men? I'm not even sure.
I have no idea. I don't remember it at all.
I don't remember.
Oh, wait a minute. He was at the party. It was that part. I could be totally wrong, and then people are just going to rip me to shreds. But I believe he was at some party when Magneto was doing the thing on the Statue of Liberty, and he was making the like it was like a wave, almost like PUBG. Yep. Like it was like a fucking, and it was like gonna hit the city, the shore of the city, the coast of the city. And I'm pretty sure he was at some like party or something like that.
I gotta look it up. After we're done doing this, I definitely gotta look that up. I definitely remember his cameo in Spider-Man 1. It was when the Green Goblin first shows up and meets Spider-Man and all that. Like, he just real quick looks around, shit's falling.
Which one's your favorite?
Oh, my favorite Stan Lee cameo. I gotta say, him being one of the Watchers is definitely up there for me because it just made so much sense. Like him hanging, maybe not being one of the Watchers, maybe he was just hanging out with them. We're not actually sure if he was one of the Watchers, but him sitting there sharing his experience, like I think that was great. His cameo in Deadpool really got me.
Oh yeah,
at the strip club. I just wasn't expecting that from him, and I gotta say, I want to basically do a top 3. It's somewhere between him being Hugh Hefner and the first Iron Man. I thought that was really funny. But the Amazing Spider-Man, the library scene with the lizard and all that's going. He's got the headphones on. That was, that's probably got to be my top 3, definitely.
I'd say my favorite one, because I don't have a top 3, but my favorite one, is the Incredible Hulk. When he opens up the fridge and they have the narration of like, the drop of blood got in the glass. Whoever bought it is gonna they're gonna die if they drink it. And he just opens the fridge. He takes a sip of it. He goes, "Wow!" He goes, "Wow!" and drops the bottle and it like smashes on the floor. That is my favorite cameo. Oh my god!
Oh, and Age of Ultron. Age of Ultron, where he's one of the veterans. You got the veteran hat.
He's the Excelsior.
He's not made for mortal men. He's like, I was in Vietnam or whatever, and he's like, and he gets all drunk, and they got to carry him out. That was definitely a good one too.
Yeah. No, he's great. I have a statue that he signed, as I'm sure you know, and I have a Spider-Man statue that he signed, and I went on eBay and I was looking around at statues that he signed, and they just exploded. The prices they just fucking exploded. Like you'd see a statue on there if it was like $600, $700, and now it's $2,000. You know, I saw a Spider-Man statue that went for like $800 years ago that I saw. It's the bust. It's just like the Venom bust that I have. It's part of the legendary scale bust, and it was like $800. Spider-Man signed by Stan Lee and everything. It's $2,000. It's $2,200 now on eBay, something like that. It's ridiculous. And so I bought mine. I bought mine for $600. So I only imagine what I could sell it for now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But it hurt. It definitely hurt. I was prepped for it. You know what I mean? Like,
he's 95.
Word came out. He was pre-doing these cameos. He wasn't doing too well. Wasn't he in the hospital not too long ago? There was something like that.
I heard. I'm not sure. I don't.
Yeah, there was something like that going on, and I knew it was coming, and then even though when it happened, it was just still. I just couldn't believe it. I was like, he's gone. He's actually gone now. That voice, like that iconic voice. Definitely rest in peace, Stan Lee.
Yeah, 100%. So the next topic is the Pokemon trailer with Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu. Are you game or you pull the plug?
This is a very complicated one for me. I don't know. I'd have to say I want to pull the plug on this one.
Really?
Yeah. I do want to pull the plug. From the moment they announced what it was, I was like, I don't really like where this is going. The trailer came out, and don't get me wrong, it looked great. Pikachu looked awesome. I thought everything looked great. And the only thing I liked about it, which is something that I'm finding a lot of people online actually weren't too crazy about, is Ryan Reynolds as the voice of Pikachu. I was like, that's something that actually attracts me to the movie. You know what I mean? But I don't know if it attracts me enough to go see it in the movie theaters, but I'll probably see it at some point. But like, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of this at all. If I get a Pokemon movie, I want Ash. I want a Pokemon movie. You know what I mean? This was something. It was almost like a spoof. You know what I mean? Like,
okay. So what I think about it is okay. Obviously, Pokemon's been around since When? How? I mean, I
was
since I was a little kid.
yeah,
Like I can't even. I don't even know what the exact year is, but I was so young. And there's been a million other Pokemon movies, animated, that I've seen with obviously most of the episodes of Ash and Brock and Misty, or at least a lot of the beginning ones. 2018. I don't know when the movie comes out. Probably sometime in 2019.
Yeah, I think so. Next year.
So I think after all of this time that Pokemon's been around, I think this is a innovative way to change Pokemon. You know what I mean? You have real actors interacting with these Pokemon that are animated. It's weird seeing Pikachu so furry. I never pictured him having some, you know what I mean? Like he's like a little bear. Like I didn't think of him like that, but I guess that makes sense. I mean, I don't imagine him like that. Obviously, some of the Pokemon, if you really think about it, would be fucking terrifying. Like imagine actually seeing your actual Charizard.
Oh my god!
You know what I mean? I mean, it's like a fucking mini dragon. Like you know what I mean? So, but I think it'll be
like I said, the visuals were great. Like I loved seeing those Pokemon come to life.
Yeah,
that was amazing.
That was interesting.
That intrigued me a lot. But the
concept
of the movie, I'm not buying this. I'm just not buying it, and I'm not buying that they're gonna pull it off.
I'm not really sure what they're going to do. I mean, I saw the first trailer.
Yeah.
As of right now, all they have is the first trailer out.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen that, and I don't really know what the movie's going to be about necessarily. I mean,
it's like Pikachu's Detective Pikachu, and he's got to find all these other Pokemon or whatever.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's all we basically got, and that from that
doesn't really like
that's not enough for me to be like, I'm game. Let's do this.
I think that they could do it right, and I think that they should show. I think they should just have more Pokemon actually battling each other. I mean, that's the whole that's what Pokemon's predicated upon is actually the Pokemon battling each other. And I know there was like a little scene where Charizard was like in a it looked like some sort of arena or something like that. Like maybe he was battling other Pokemon. I'm not sure.
They have to.
They seem like they do have some action scenes or whatever.
The biggest missed opportunity ever.
Like, I think that action scenes and stuff like that, Pokemon battling other Pokemon, is something that people want to see. I think Ryan Reynolds being Pikachu is not a good idea. I know that's
really.
I don't know if that's popular or not, but I've
definitely seen criticism online.
I mean, the thing is, he's fresh off the heels of Deadpool, number one, and then number two,
he is Deadpool.
In my personal opinion, I've held this opinion forever. Just I came out the womb thinking this is the first thought that popped into my mind was like, fuck this. It was like, okay, you take these animated characters, which is fine, but they're supposed to be their own character. They're supposed to have their own identity. I know it's animated, it's not real, whatever, but you're supposed to make them feel like they're fucking real. You know what I mean? It's like the Master Chief, for example. Like, I don't want to see the guy who voice acts the Master Chief. Why would I want to see his face? I don't want to see a video of him in the studio saying what Master Chief said.
That takes you out of it.
No, every single time he talks, I'm not thinking of the Master Chief. I'm thinking of the guy who's playing as the Master Chief. So I just you take this big name actor, Ryan Reynolds.
Right.
And don't get me wrong, I love Ryan Reynolds. I think he's incredible. Ryan Reynolds has been one of my favorite actors way before Deadpool. Way before he blew up
Blade
and became
Trinity.
Yeah, but I liked him in Blade. I liked him in Waiting. I liked him in fucking The Voices. Like I liked him in there was another comedy movie I saw him in. But I think he's great. And
he's amazing.
But him playing Pikachu, I'm just looking. If Pikachu goes to speak, I'm like, that's not even.
That's Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds.
And
like,
it's weird. It's like I think Pikachu looks amazing, but you're right. He talks, and I'm like, hey, he's Deadpool. Like, that's crazy,
well, not even that. Not even that he's Deadpool. He's Ryan
Reynolds, right? Yeah,
and it happens. It happens a lot.
It's intriguing to me though. Like that seems very amusing to me. Watching a movie, Pikachu, and the whole time the voice is Ryan Reynolds. Like that's the only thing I found real intriguing besides the way it looked.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean,
I'm hoping to see they drop another trailer. I'm gonna watch it. I'm hoping they give me more insight to what's going on in the movie. Like, hopefully, maybe in a couple months from now, I'll be like, yeah, I'm game. Got more information about it. But as of right now, I'm not. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, I'm okay with it because it's new and we've had so many years of Pokemon done in a specific way. So I'm okay with the change. I just hope the movie's good, and I can't.
I'm not
say
sure
that
which
it's gonna be good
studio
over the
is doing
trailer.
it.
Huh?
I'm not sure which studio is doing this movie.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
you think we would have some sort of? Well, you could look that up at some point,
definitely. But yeah, that's because that's a big factor in it too. Which studio is?
Which studio's making the movie?
Yeah, because
Because if it's Sony, we're fucked.
everyone's screwed.
If it's Sony, and then there's another one that we're fucked too. I can't think of it off the top of my head.
Hopefully it's Fox. You know, maybe Ryan Reynolds has a really good relationship with Fox after Deadpool.
Yeah. All right. So, our next topic. Joaquin Phoenix. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. I hope to God that's how you pronounce his name. I couldn't. Let's just go with that. Joaquin Phoenix, and this is kind of old news, playing as a Joker.
Right.
Game or pull the plug? What do you think?
I am so game for this. From the moment they announced that he was playing the Joker, I was like, he's an amazing actor. He's gonna pull this off. Now I can't wait to see what he looks like. Now, when I saw what he looked like, at first I was like, I don't know. He looks kind of weird. I'm not sure about this. And then, which is very odd about this, a lot of footage has leaked from them filming this movie. Like a lot, more than I see with other movies. And I've actually seen a lot of footage with him fully as the Joker. There was like, I don't want to get too much into it, spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen that footage. But like they showed footage of him, he was fully decked out as the Joker, and I was like, he was walking, and I was like, yeah, like he just has that embodiment of the Joker. Like I can already tell that he's going to give us a great Joker. Will the movie be good? I'm not sure. But I'm very confident that he's going to give a great performance.
Okay, so I think that too. I think he's going to be a good Joker. I think he's going to play the character well. But
right,
as a movie, when it comes to the movie itself, like a Joker movie,
right?
No, absolutely not. I pull.
You don't think it works?
100%. No,
It's not connected
listen,
to the.
You have the Joker already. What's his name? The guy from Blade Runner.
Jared Leto.
Jared Leto, yeah. You already have him playing as a Joker, first of all, and I don't think he got enough screen time. I don't think there's anything particularly wrong with him and his style of the Joker, except for the fact that we just did not get to see him play it for that long. And I know that scene, the Suicide Squad, I know there's a lot of scenes in that movie that got taken out with him being in it, and it's like, where are those scenes? I think that could have made his character look a lot better. And this is just not connected to that at all. And I don't approve. I don't like an origin story for the Joker. I don't. It's like, what? He's going to be a normal guy and then he's going to turn into a Joker? It's like, he's got to just be a force of just... He just comes out against Batman. It's just Batman exists, and because Batman exists, Joker has to exist.
See, I don't know where they're going, because they're separating this, right, from the DCU. That's not the name they put, but that's the name fans gave it. The DCU universe, the movies. And I'm not sure. They're saying that it's not connected at all. I don't know if Batman's even going to be a factor with this Joker, because I know they casted his father. They casted an Alfred, and I'm pretty sure they casted Gordon. I haven't heard anything about a young Bruce, and I don't know if they're going to go, like, they could make a movie, right, of the Joker, where he never meets Batman, and he's just the Joker, and these are people in his life, because he seems to be pretty, like, Joaquin Phoenix, he's an older guy. So he's pretty old already, and Batman
he's
not
made
a thing.
Most of his life without being a Joker,
and this takes place like back years.
That's corny.
You don't like that?
No, that's corny.
I feel like they could pull something off like that if they do it the right way. But here's the other thing. I don't trust them at all. I feel like that story could be pulled off. If it was completely separate, you didn't try to make it a connected universe at all. It was just its own movie. And they never made a sequel. They just made this one movie about this character who's the Joker.
No, I just can't get on board with you. There's just no way you're going to be able to tell me a story that's going to make me believe that some rational, sane individual turns into the Joker. I can't think of a compelling scenario where I'd be like, yes, that absolutely, that justifies him putting on makeup and him dressing that way and being the Joker. So you went most of your life to be like your dad. He just turns into the fucking Joker.
Decides to be the Joker,
there's just nothing that does not work for me. And I know they did that in. They kind of had an origin story in the first Batman with Jack Nicholson and Michael Keaton as Batman. He was not the Joker in the beginning of the film. Right. He turns into the Joker, and that's I don't really like
and that. They kind of gave him. What is that comic book? They gave him an origin in
The Killing Joke.
The Killing Joke, yeah.
Yeah.
It's you don't like that either?
Like, I like the idea of him, like, if he falls into a pit of some sort of acid or whatever, like, whatever chemical it was.
Yeah.
I don't know what the name of the chemical was, but if he falls into it and he comes out and it completely screws him up entirely, like that completely is the reason why he's the Joker, I can get more on board with that. You know what I mean? Like, they're trying to reconstruct his face, and it's just all fucked up, and he's just like, well, fuck it. It made him go crazy. I'm like, well, that could kind of happen to anybody. You know what I mean? Like, anybody could fall inside of a vat of that acid at any time and walk out of it all fucked up.
And that's kind of the theme they seem to like to go with in the comics almost, is that anyone can be Joker, because there's different Jokers. You know what I mean? And, like, so you don't like that concept?
That concept's better than any other concept I've ever seen, but I'd prefer to not know anything about him. Like, that's how I'd take my Joker.
No origin,
he pops up one day.
That crazy guy.
Like Heath Ledger, just that Dark Knight type of Joker. He just shows up like, I'm the fucking Joker. Like, you know what I mean? That's what I like. He's just a force of nature. The fucking laptop died. So I don't have the topics off.
But luckily, I remember the topics. So
what was the next one? What was the next one?
We wanted to talk about the new PS4 Spider-Man game.
Oh, yes.
And
yes.
It being the best Spider-Man game to date or not. What would you think about that?
So the new Spider-Man game being the best one ever.
Yeah or nay?
I'm not sure how... We'd have to define best, you know? I think we'd have to define best. Do you mean...
Gameplay, story?
That's a hard question.
It is.
Wow.
Because the story... like, I never played, what was it? Web of Shadows?
Oh,
but we've had conversations about it, and you've told me all about it, and I'm like, that concept, that story sounds insane.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. With that game, it did have I don't think the story... Okay, the concept and the plot might have been good, but the way the story carried on was not as good as the new one. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the events that happen within the concept are not as good. It's not well put together.
Yeah, see, when you laid it out to me, I just got the big point, so I don't know how it linked together. But
Right. So, like, the concept, I think, is unbeatable. I just think Venom running shit, obviously, with the, you know, like, if Venom's going to be the number one guy, I'm like, okay, that's going to be the game I like.
I've played all the Spider-Man games that were based on movies. So Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3 with Tobey Maguire. And I played Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 that had Andrew Garfield.
I didn't play the Amazing. I didn't even know they had games for those.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, the first one. I remember the first one.
They were not very good. And I beat all those, and I played Ultimate Spider-Man, which is still one of my favorite games. I love that game so much.
Yeah, Ultimate Spider-Man.
And the story with that was solid all the way through. That was great. But
Silver Sable, Carnage, and Venom, and all that. Yeah, that was good.
But for me, honestly, I'd have to say out of those Spider-Man games that I have played, the newest one is my favorite. With gameplay and the story and just everything about it. Just really everything about it I just thought was better than what I have played.
I think the gameplay is definitely my favorite out of all of them. I think it has a more superior story than the other Spider-Man games do. I think Spider-Man 2 is the only other Spider-Man game I could think of that is up there with that Spider-Man game. You know, I mean, the other ones I just have such a bias towards. I mean, we can look at the first Spider-Man game for the PlayStation 1. You know what I mean? But I was like 6 or 7 years old when I was playing that game.
Web in the Sky.
You know, at the time, it was the shit. I haven't played it in my adult life, but I can tell you when I was a kid, it was the best game ever, and it probably is better than the new Spider-Man game, but I'd look like a fool trying to tell you to, turn on the PlayStation 1 and play the fucking first Spider-Man game. That's a lot better than the new one. So, no, not really. At the time, I liked it more, but that's not really the case now. I haven't played it I haven't played that game in over 15 years, you know? So, I'm not really sure. But again, I think for all intents and purposes, It's got to be the best Spider-Man game, if not one of the best Spider-Man games. It's got to be, if it's not the best, it's second.
Right.
That's what I feel like. And I think it's only second to maybe Spider-Man 2.
Just they just knew they had to pay attention. They paid attention to the important things. One is the web slinging.
Yeah.
They knew that was going to be a huge factor,
100%.
and they mastered it. It's perfect. I feel like I'm Spider-Man, you know what I'm saying? And then the story. They had to make the story, you know what I'm saying?
The story was pretty good. The story was pretty good, but I tell you what, the concept of Web of Shadows and the story of Ultimate Spider-Man, I think, are on par with this new one, if not better than this new one. You know what I mean? Like the story, the way it takes itself, how it conducts itself as it moves along, I think is superior to any other Spider-Man game.
Right, it's like a movie.
Yeah, right. But what's actually taking place in the game, I don't think is as interesting as what's taking place in Ultimate Spider-Man.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like Venom running around, he's infecting, people. He's getting in fights with Wolverine. Like Carnage breaks out. And Silver Sable shows up. It's actually kind of similar because Silver Sable shows up in the new one
too, right?
It's kind of similar in that, but again, I mean, like I said, if it's not number one, it's got to be number two, and number two to Spider-Man 2.
And I like how it's its own thing. They do things that like some of the comics haven't done, like Peter Parker and Miles Morales being in the same universe at the same time. Peter's still alive, and they both have spider powers.
Yeah,
I think that's awesome, and that makes because they want to start a universe, kind of like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and this is like their Iron Man 1, basically. So it's they're gonna do another game, so we're gonna have two Spider-Men, and you got to expect that we're gonna be able to play as Miles again while he has his spider powers, because we played as him without spider powers in the new Spider-Man game.
Yeah, I don't really know how I feel about him being a Spider-Man. You know what I mean? He doesn't know.
He doesn't know what he's doing.
No, he doesn't know jack shit. He doesn't know anything. I mean, if a spider bit you right now, yeah, exactly. You might have spider senses, but that doesn't mean you're going to be doing backflips and flipping guns out of. You know what I mean? It's
which makes what they're doing way more interesting, because when he becomes Spider-Man in the comic books, it's after Peter's dead. Peter died.
Oh, really? Oh.
So it's like he has nobody to train him. In this game, he has somebody to train him. He can, by the next game, he can be full on, he can be doing crazy stuff. You know what I mean? And we can be playing as both of them. And then the end credit scene where I feel like they hinted at Venom. I feel like that black goo that came up to the thing with Harry, I feel like that was a symbiote. And I feel like that could be something else different that they're going to do. They're going to make Harry Venom, which I think would be really interesting too. And I feel like, having those two Spider-Man and then having Venom come in and that, they have all the pieces to make the next Spider-Man game even better than the one they just made, which is crazy to even think about because this is top tier.
Yeah. I really was thinking. Remember, I was saying the idea of Venom being in the new Spider-Man game. Like this one right now.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you recall, but
yeah, you were talking about a side mission.
Yeah, I was imagining because obviously I love Venom, if you can tell. I was imagining. I just thought it'd be so cool if Venom would randomly attack you while you're going through the city. Like you'd be swinging through the city, and all of a sudden you'd see black webs swinging around. And it was oh, fuck.
I would freak out. I'd have to pause it, probably.
What? It just comes out of nowhere. And then, you cannot escape him because he's faster than you. You know what I mean? And then he just, catches up with you, and you have to fight him off for a little bit. And then he leaves, and then, it could be 20, 30 minutes later. It could be an hour and a half later or whatever. And it's unscripted. Venom just shows up, and you have to fight him off again because you don't have spider senses. That Venom goes underneath Spider-Man's spider senses. So it would make sense if he could just sneak up on you. You know what I mean? And you could just fight him off. He doesn't even have to be a big, prominent character. Spider-Man could be fighting him and be like, what the hell is this? What the hell is this creature? What the hell is going on? And then he fights him, he beats him up, and then Venom takes off, and then it just keeps happening. You know what I mean?
That would be so crazy.
That'd be crazy. That'd be so dope. But I mean, who am I? I'm just some random kid making a podcast
and
with some other random
agree
kid.
With us.
Yeah, I'm not a game developer. Whatever. Fucking life sucks. Okay, so what happened was, we messed up basically.
Yeah.
So. We did the first episode with my DSLR camera, the Rebel, and it stopped recording after 35 minutes, and we lost the outro.
Yeah.
Then we started recording on his phone because it would just record longer, And
well, it cut us off.
It cut us off. It ran out of room, I guess, like 45 minutes into the video. And we lost the outro again.
Yeah.
So now this is going to serve as the outro for the first episode and the second episode. And this is like the 5th time we did the outro. I'm sick and tired of doing this fucking outro. So, please like, subscribe if you like what you see. We're going to do this
Definitely. Yep.
At least every week. I want to do it twice a week. That's what I want to do.
We're going to put out as much content as we feel we can.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll have a schedule up. We are definitely going to upload a video every Friday.
Right.
Every Friday
100%.
there will be a new video. There might be a second video throughout the week. But again, once we come up with a schedule, we'll let you guys know on the Facebook page, on the YouTube channel, whatever.
Yep. Any comments, questions, topics you want us to cover, send them to pbutton@gmail.com. Again, that's pbutton@gmail.com. I'll bring it up on here. And yeah,
there'll be a link in the description or something.
And Wicked Pixelated.
Yes. Wicked Pixelated is a podcast. Some of my buddies do it. I've been following them since they started. We get some of our news from Wicked Pixelated. You should look them up on Facebook. They're just a small group, and they're kind of like us. You know
they're
what I mean?
awesome over there.
Yeah. They kind of do what we do. Well, this is like a podcast we record. They had audio podcasts, which I'm not sure if they still do audio. I don't think so. I haven't seen them drop a new episode in a long time. But
Yeah,
I just go
definitely
go check them out on Facebook, like their stuff, read their stuff. You know, we are. So yeah, and that's it. Hopefully, this is the last time we have to make the outro for
The
these
outro will be
episodes.
separate, right? Yeah. But yeah, till next time.
All right, till next time, guys. Deuces.